Good morning. I know you didn't expect this morning, but I wanted to try to, I didn't want to write another long email that would be skimmed over or disregarded. So just wanted to do a quick check-in this morning and kind of go through a couple things now that the year is ending. It's been a great year for Atlanta Rehab. On a positive note, we've grown about 12% from a visit perspective this year. We've grown in almost every market that we're in. We're outpacing, obviously, our competitors, which our goal is to always be the best in the markets that we're serving. Over the last month, we've had a 93 NPS score, which is ridiculous from a customer service perspective. So we continue to shine in every metric that's there. We obviously want to continue to grow and continue to be better servants to our community. So we'll continue to evolve. But in truth, this year's been extremely difficult just because we've had a lot of transition with TPS coming in, different accounts payable, different payroll system. HR is different in the people we communicate with there. So it's been a lot of changes and a lot of difficulties on all of us. And even though change is hard, truthfully, we really did need the infrastructure, and we're going to continue to need that infrastructure and for us to be able to continue to move forward. I think the hardest change for this year is probably, David Biggie retiring. It was a big hit from us just from a pure leadership perspective. He's a big voice that's been in the room, for 23 years for me. And so, on behalf of myself and TJ and Brian, I think it's, we probably want to apologize. It took us a long time to kind of get our footing without David, being here. But we've tried to, on the second half of this year, to really try to provide some structure for us moving forward and to make 2025 an even better year for us at Atlanta Rehab. I will send out a new kind of organizational chart, very similar, but just to be a little more clear about some of the reporting mechanisms to hopefully make communication better going into this new year. I think a lot of the focus in the second half of the year from a structure standpoint had to revolve around our front offices. I think hopefully we all realize that without our office coordinators, we really don't exist as a company, and it's truly a make or break position. Very valuable from the first person, obviously, that the patient sees and the last person they see when they leave. Very integral part of the team, and our goal this year is the second half of the year is to try to figure out how to make that position, give it more support, and obviously try to bring that position kind of back into the clinic fold. We really want the clinic managers to be directly in communication and kind of help from a guidance and hiring and oversight of the procedures that are happening in the front office, so the communication between front and back is better. We've done things to try to support our front offices by starting central registration. Tristan's done a good job in trying to get that program started. And so with central registration, we have 4 offices now that the majority of new patients from scheduling and from a registration, web PT, data entry, from communication with benefits are all being handled off site, which is a big load off of our front offices in those locations. We've also added 4 clinics that now have WelcomeWare, which is a kiosk system. And those kiosk systems are going to allow us to provide better support when it comes to when people have to call out or have to be on vacation. It's hard to always get physical staff in a location, so it's serving that or helping to solve that problem for us. But just from a unloading of day to day, these 4 kiosks are checking in about 120 patients and collecting copays on those 120 patients, and starting to also collect some paperwork on patients for our existing locations, all in an effort to further support our front offices and allow them more time to truly work on the service end of their position, which truly is the most important part, is to be able to communicate and serve the patients that are there in front of us. We've changed a little bit of the training of how we're doing front office training right now. We also have people that are stepping up, like Alex, that's helping to move into a training role for us so we can have a little more dedicated position for trainer. We've also added phone prompt systems to try to unload the amount of call volume that's coming into our front offices, again, to try to support our front offices, and again, allow them more time to interact with the patients, to work on the financial side of things, collecting co-payments, being able to have those discussions, financial discussions with patients. So all those things have been beneficial and it will continue to evolve. And I think it's important to note that we're always going to have some changes in structure. We're always going to have some changes in policy. So we're really, for us, the important thing for how we manage is really going to be based on a value system, more than just, policies and procedures, but we have to have them. I want to reiterate again, the things that are most important when we're moving forward is that we bring people in that are supporting our core values, showing a servant's heart, being a good teammate, and serving the community at large. And remember, I want to touch a little bit on accessibility, which is also, one of the 3 uniques for Atlanta Rehab. When you look at the outside competitors, there's 3 things that, generally separate us from our competitors. One of them is the high level of service that everyone here is providing. Another is the active approach that we take with our patients. And then the third is accessibility, which is a really big deal. I think it came to light here recently. We've got a Cleveland office that's just opened up. Brian Edwards is doing an amazing job. That clinic is already within a month at about 70 plus visits a week. And a lot of that reason is our competitors in that market are all 2 to 3 weeks out and seeing new patients. So we have referral sources that usually have not been huge referral sources for us, are now sending because of that level of accessibility. And I ask truly our clinicians and our front offices, at times it may feel that, new patients are a burden or a lot of work in our day-to-day, but truly without them, we can't function as a business. We obviously have to have patients for us to survive. And I just try to remind you, our vision as a company, the overarching vision is to truly try to be able to treat every patient in our community, regardless of background or circumstances. We want to treat them the same way we would treat that high-level athlete and give them the same level of care and the same accessibility. So if Travis Hunter, which shout out for Dom's patient, called Dom today to be able to get in, we would generally make that happen and work as a team so we can make that happen. That truly needs to be the case for all of our patients. And I think it's one of the things that truly separate us as a company. And so I know we all have scheduling preferences, and we can have preferences, but there's times where we have to serve and do what's best for the patient or for our physician that's asking of us, or our coach that's asking of this. And so when we start to have these central registration positions, which Lauren also does a specialty program as well, that's been a central registration type position, and they're going to schedule people on your schedule. And it's important that we help to see these patients and do what's right from a customer service standpoint, and not try to call and move people around when you truly have a block on a schedule. And that goes into the next thing that's kind of just came out in the last week or two, which is the cancellation no-show policy. Understand this policy is not, and it's pretty consistent in our market. The policy is not to make money or to get a gotcha with a patient. It's truly for us to be able to have the discussion about the importance of why you need to be here to receive your therapy. So hopefully the therapists are obviously having that discussion after their evaluation and the importance of the plan of care and what the length of the care should be, and obviously what they need to do if they can't make it in. But us being able to have that conversation on the front end gives the patient a little more onus on calling us when they can't make it. Because for us, and to meet our goal of being accessible and providing opportunities for patients to get in within 24 to 48 hours, the more we know that a patient is not going to be there because they called us and we can take that person off the schedule, as opposed to keeping them on, it's going to free up those schedule places for patients to come in that do need it. And so it really does fit, and it's not a either or. It is something that we need to have consistency as a group in any policy and procedure that we have going forward. And again, if it's explained the right way and it's done the right way, the patients truly understand it. It'll improve communication, and overall, it can be better for us as a company. As another quick just housekeeping, we do have our company holiday party. It's the first time it didn't happen before the actual holidays, so we will be on Saturday, January 4th. At Good Word Brewing in Duluth. I believe 11:30 to 4:30 is the time that we will be together. We really want to make sure we get everybody there, and hopefully some significant others and our family members, so we can meet a little bit more of who makes you who you are. If we haven't had that opportunity, we will have some door prizes, so hopefully show up at least for that, and along with free food and drinks. But we're excited to have everybody there together. It's always good to get all of us in one place. Like I said, it's a busy time of year. I'm thankful for the group that we have. I think it's going to be exciting 2025 because of all the transition that happened this year. I think we're setting ourselves up to do a lot of really good things going into next year. A lot of that's going to be based around development. I do want to encourage our clinic managers to make sure we're doing our one-on-one 5-minute meetings, and I really want to make sure we're asking of what else we can do to support each and every person's role, and more importantly, what people need to be better from a development standpoint, because I think we are going to invest more than we ever have in helping to develop people into new positions, into leadership type roles. But we're excited about some of those changes that are happening going into next year. And I would just encourage everyone to help each other out through this, tough last couple weeks with holidays, patients trying to get in because their deductibles are met. We have a lot of people that are still going to be taking vacation. Remember, we need to serve not just our patients, but we really need to be here to serve each other to help us get through, this busy time. Serve our coaches and other community members. As a side note, because I'm thinking about it, Gainesville has a lot of staff off this week. So again, anybody in the area that has a tech or additional help, let me know so we can make sure Blythe and the team have a little extra help. Anyone who has half days or days off during that time period, we obviously do encourage, if you would like some extra hours of overtime, we can help out there as well this week. So kind of let me know and we'll try to coordinate that. But again, we're excited about the holidays. I'm sorry I did it this way, and it was kind of I should have written some notes down to make it a little more clear. But I just wanted to touch on a couple things as opposed to sending out an email, and hopefully you got a little bit out of it. But excited to get through the holidays and see everybody on the 4th. Have a great Monday. Have a great week.